Assalamu alaikum, all of you, good morning. This is me, Dr. Hani Alhasani. I'm trying here to thank you for registering this course with me. Currently, you are 5 students, and this is a good point for the summer semester. What we need to discuss and talk today at the first time for this semester, that this course you need to work hard as much as you can because it has so many terms of definitions. So the terminology in its chapters will let you work as much as you can and as hard as you can. This is the way for the course. You can ask the previous students how much they work hard and how much time they put the effort and how much time they devoted their time to understand the concepts in the course. But you will enjoy the course for sure, and at the end of the day you will find you have the basic fundamental maybe a point to share your knowledge with the coming students or the students who will be in the coming years, and you will have knowledge to be a very strong student to defend what you have studied during the semester or during your 4 years in the university. Okay, first of all, I already put the first picture or the screenshot for the picture of the book. So we will use 6th edition, The Study of Language by George Yule. This edition, it's already 2017. It means the latest and recent book that's written by George Yule. George Yule is a well-known British writer and author who is interested in linguistics and its fields like applied linguistics, discourse, whatever in linguistics. You can check the book. I already uploaded the book to your e-learning platform. Go ahead and check out the content. You can here, if we just scroll here down and check out, this is a very important point, this is George Yule 2017 6th edition for your knowledge. Another point, here we have the content. If we check the content, we have a lot of items. In the first chapter here, we have a lot of elements. No need to check all the elements because we will skip a lot and we will just pick up what we need during this semester. We will focus surely in the phonetics, we have here place of articulation, vowels, diphthongs, and we have sound patterns. This is also an important point and chapter. We have morphology. We have also something about syntax. We have to talk also about semantics. So I think we will cover semantics, syntax, morphology, phonetics, and phonology, and the first point, which is what is language and what is linguistics. And this will be fair enough for you to be there with the course plan. We already share with you the course plan in few minutes. This is for you. In the 4th year, we will talk if you are senior student, you will have semantics and pragmatics course. Will cover you with it. That means we will not talk much about this course and pragmatics, but we will try just here to talk and share with you the points of the book. You can go ahead and read whatever you like. So that's the first thing about the course. So this course, if you want to move to another point, we have to open what we call the slides that I arranged. The first slide here, we have Introduction to Linguistics. That's me, and I put here Summer 2020. If you want to talk about the course marks, we have 60 marks for the activities and the the quizzes. It means you need to put your effort with me during the following or through the following weeks. We have to announce to you that there is a quiz, will be like in the next week or will be after 2 weeks. You have to follow up with me and try to check always your e-learning platform. So 60 marks is not easy to get, but for those who work harder with me will get it surely. So the point here, 60 marks for the activities and quizzes, 40 marks for the final exam. All marks will be counted, so it won't be like last semester. When we talk about last semester, it's like all about just pass and fail, like P and F, or just moving on because of the coronavirus pandemic disease. So this is the point. Here it's not another extended semester. It's only and totally separated course with marks. So be careful and just follow me, read the instruction literally one by one. And here, Introduction to Linguistics, if we need to check it out. So I'm here to share with you this slide. I uploaded to you already, and there is another slide. We will check the first one here, and then we'll move quickly to another one. So linguistics, the scientific study of language, also called linguistic science. This is David Crystal, 2008. Linguistics is comparatively new science, or new at least in the form it has taken in recent years. The science seeks to answer the following questions. What exactly do we know when we know language? How is this knowledge acquired, and how is such knowledge used? Well, next one, we have language, lingo, and parole. This is 3 elements from the, they say language from French, they say lingo, this is about the governing national language vocabularies, and we have parole, designates actual oral and written communication. So 3 points here. It's control the language and how the language can be extended and become wide word. All the words, they can learn something from the rules. So here, context that arouse. We have philosophy, language teaching, philology. We have that philology, the study of ancient text. Fine. Until now, I don't think there is a lot of information, just introduction. We have modern view by Saussure. That's one who put something about word and expression, basically conventional, arbitrary by agreement in speech community. So that's not our target here. We need to focus on this one. So in this one, we have a study of a human language. We have what? Let's look at it like with another way. We have here phonetics, phonology, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, and we have also, maybe they forget the morphology here. So the point here, these circles, the internal circles, it means the major circles of linguistics. But those in the surface of the circle, it looks like this is applied sciences. Like what? We have here social linguistics. So we apply the sociology and linguistics, and that's the mix. It becomes social linguistics. And here we have psychology. We apply it in linguistics, and it becomes psycholinguistics. Same like here we have applied linguistics, and here we have like philosophical linguistics. We have here stylistics. Stylistic means literature with style. Another photo here, you can look at it and find it out how the linguistics field can be extended into special fields. Never mind. So here we have what is language, a system of symbols with standard meanings. Okay, that's one. But what I need to share with you is to read from the another one, which is here. I uploaded to you another PDF file, and this file has very interesting point. We have linguistics, the definition. It's systematic study of language, discipline which describes language in all its aspects and formulates theories as to how it works. So you can take this one or the previous one. A linguist who is studying linguistics, the person who studies linguistics, and we have also how does linguistics differ from traditional grammar. Linguistics is descriptive, not prescriptive. So descriptive, you describe the points. Prescribe means you are trying to give like a solution, but here you describe, not giving solutions. Linguists are interested in what is said, not what they think ought to be said. And linguists always focus on spoken language as primary, like this is a primary target or the primary need. They need the spoken language. In the past, grammarians have overstressed the importance of written word, but later on it means like spoken language is the first priority. Linguistics doesn't force language into a Latin-based framework. In the past, many traditional textbooks have assumed unquestioningly that Latin provides a universal framework. Okay, the scope of linguistics, I showed you already the main scope here. They say sounds, grammar, and meaning. The sounds, we have two fields of linguistics, phonetic and phonology. If we talk about grammar, we have morphology and syntax. If we talk about meaning, we have semantics and pragmatics. So these the main scope and the points that any linguist person will focus on. So we have here phonetic is a science which studies how speech sounds are produced, transmitted, and received. Phonology, the science of study system sound. It conserves sound patterns. So when we talk about phonology, we link it to sound patterns. So that sound pattern, always remember, it linked to phonology. Phonetics, it's always linked to the sound, how the speech sound are produced, how we produce it, maybe by lungs, mouth, teeth, whatever, to produce any kind of sound. So we have here morphology is a science which studies word and pieces of word. Syntax science that studies structure of the sentence. Semantics, the branch of linguistics, and logic concerned with dictionary meaning. So semantics, we look at meaning into words, not into sentences. We try to focus on words more than the full paragraphs or whatever. So that's why we talk about semantics here, the study of the meaning of particular situations. It means we have conversation and pragmatics. Pure sciences, the sciences that I said mixed between the main or other fields or other sciences with the linguistics. We have psycholinguistics, relationship between language and mind. Sociolinguistics is the relationship between language and society. Applied linguistics, between language and language teaching. Computational linguistics is about language and the use of computer. Stylistics is the relationship between language and literature. So anthropological relationship between language and culture. We have here philosophical between language and logical thought. Historical language and history. So this is the main issues related to the PDF file here. We have diachronic and synchronic. Diachronic means studying language at single point of time, like 1950. This is called synchronic. We pick up 1 year or maybe 2 or 3 years, and we try to study them together. Here, diachronic, it means through different period of time, like 1950, 1965, 2016. So this is called diachronic because we try to check the language into different periods or eras or centuries somehow. Linguistic typology is the study of different language types. We have a lot of types in language and we need to study them, like what's spoken come first. Most written systems are derived from vocal cords. Not all language are written, but all spoken. That's a way for the regarding of typology and writing as primary. Okay, let's move to what's the difference between prescriptive and descriptive. I say linguistic is descriptive, not prescriptive, so linguists are interested in what is said, not what they think or ought to be said. That's the point. Descriptive, in describing all language aspects, prescriptive means that rules of the language. So we are not trying to explain to others what is the rule. We try to describe the language in general. So this is the point. We here moving to what is language. Language is pattern system of arbitrary sound signals. So if you speak a language, what comes to your mind? First, you will think about the system, why we put each letter in the word like this. So they call it arbitrary, like randomly sounds. So if anyone, like let's say you communicate with different cultures and different like people who came from other countries, and those people speak different languages, and here sometimes you will try to imagine why those people speak these sounds and how they produce it. So it's for you, it's like arbitrary sound or arbitrary signals or arbitrary code. Sometimes they call it codes, like you put the code of the word and it's become a word, or code of letters. Characterized by structure, dependence, creativity, displacement, duality, cultural transmission. So it's very important here to remember arbitrary, characterized by structure, dependence, creativity, this is another feature of language, displacement, duality, and cultural transmission. Remember them very all the time. Try to remember them as a priority for you. And here we have use of sound signals. What is sound signals here? They can be used in the dark and at some distance. They allow wide variety of message to be sent, and they leave the body free for other activities. So sound signals, so the signals that you made for others, that's the way. Arbitrariness. So let's move to arbitrariness. Arbitrariness here, animals, there is often a strong recognizing link between the actual signal and the message an animal wishes to convey. We have here a cat will arc its back, spit, and appear ready. In human language. So this is the difference here. Animal, human language. Human language, the reverse is true. There is no link whatsoever between the signal and the message. The symbol here, arbitrary, for example, the word elephant and animal, it symbolizes. So if you put the word elephant in any place, like in the whiteboard or in your notebook, you will remember directly it symbolizes to animal. You will understand that elephant, you will imagine the elephant picture, and you will understand this is like true symbol for the animal. That's true. And here last we have like quack, quack, bang, exception. Like this is about onomatopoetic words. What are onomatopoetic words? It means when you make that sound, like when you say quack, quack. So maybe I mean the duck. If I say meow, meow, this is like a cat. This is a way for onomatopoetic. It sounds to give a signal or a message referring to an animal. That's the point that we are looking for here. The need of learning. Many animals automatically know how to communicate without learning. So for animal language, there is no system. The system of communication are genetically inbuilt. So no rules here for animals. But for human language, it's quite different, and they have to follow the rules. These rules, you cannot like put the word order or chronological order for the word haphazardly or randomly. You have to follow the system. We have here also number 4, we have duality. Most animals can use only basic sound only. just a few sounds. You can repeatedly and over hear what is a sound that produced by them. But a human language, they have phonemes, and the smallest unit of language is phoneme. Phoneme here, when you produce any sound, like when I say a, da, ta, la, or L sound, sh sound, D sound. This is the different criteria, or the different letters that I produce separately. This has become another system. That's the point that we need to understand. With different letters, we can formulate a word. The organization of language in two layers. First layer, second layer. Communication system with duality is considerably more flexible than one without a duality. How? Because far greater number of messages can be sent. The point here, duality is considered more flexible. Do you understand what I mean? The flexibility here, you put few words together, like second layer, like fog, dog, good. So let's let's formulate again the word like we have here, F, G, D, O, and we need to rechange the way, and we can find these words came out from these letters. So from these letters we can create these words and more, maybe more. Like we have here God, we have dog, we have fog. We can also maybe add another words, but that's the possible words that we already prepared. Displacement. Most animals can communicate about things in the immediate environment only. So the point here for animals, they just communicate at the present. A bird utters its danger cry only when the danger is present. It can't give information about something in the past, or something that not in the existent time or place. So that's the displacement. Animals cannot communicate in the past. It means only they think about the present moment. But a human, they have that displacement that can link the past with the present and the future. To talk about past, present, future is not easy. This is called displacement. This also does occasionally occur in the animal world. The communication here that you say are absent as easily as about thing as present. So that's a point here. Creativity. We have, most animals have very limited number of message. It means you cannot teach the animal to speak some sentences, but maybe a parrot can say like I'm happy or happy, something like this. But for a human, they always have the productivity or creativity. We always add new words to the dictionary. Our dictionary always increased. Every 5 years, if we check the dictionary, we will find a lot of words that already added through maybe the technology era and the inventions that every time created by the human being. And that's very common. We already realize that there is no word like car or TV, television. These words are created or were created in the previous century, and it existed till now with us. So we have patterning. It's number 7. Patterning here, communication system can consist of simple list of elements. There is no internal organization within the system. So the organization here is not there. It means the order is not there. Human language is most definitely not haphazard here. It means each word has its own form and its own way, like when we say in syntax. I can say, like, for example, I cannot put spat. It's like bats. And tabs, stab. I cannot reorganize them like this. This will give no meaning. This is totally wrong. So what we mean by patterning, it means we are arranging the words or the letters and organizing them based on the rules to give the words. We cannot just randomly put the letters into the word, and that will totally will not give any meaning. This is called meaningless. No point here. Doesn't make sense also. Similarly, we have here another words for patterning. You can read them in case of sentences. We cannot say the loudly burger sneezed or sneezed burger loudly. The structure here, it has adjective, adverb, and we have here the article. So we need to understand that the sentence is the burger sneezed loudly. This is the accurate one for the sentence, but we cannot rearrange it in another way because still this way here is totally wrong. And here we have structure dependence. If we talk about structural dependence, it refers to the operation of language. It is understanding of internal structure of the sentence. Like we understand, like let's say this is a sentence that dirty child must watch or must wash. That dirty child must wash. So here, that dirty child, this is about the noun phrase, and must, this is verb. Wash, this is also this is modal verb, and this is verb. So we have noun phrase and verb phrase. The point here, we need to understand the dependence, how the other part of the sentence depending on the first part, like the first part depends on the second part, or the second part depends on the first part. We cannot change also the structure, must that dirty child wash. So this is wrong. And here last we have origin of language. We don't need to talk about it, but we need to understand the rule of language. The rule of language is social chatting. Usually we use WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, and other social media to talk with each other. The meaningless small talk of every day may have played a key role. This is one point of language, that to persuade and influence others. Language can be used to communicate feeling and emotions, can also be used purely aesthetic reasons. Aesthetic, like poetry, prose, and other literary work writing. So till here we finish from the what we call the PDF file, but we need to continue something about the slides. You can go back to the slides and check also to get more information about animals and what else in animals. Try to read the slides here because next time we will continue from semiotics. So thank you today for listening to me. Next time we will talk about semiotics, and we will also try to start with morphology. Prepare yourself well, and I think next week we will have Zoom session. So anyone doesn't download the Zoom platform technology that's used by worldwide already, like it's already for many students and lecturers around the world. Try to download it today, and let's talk next week together. I hope that if I announce the session to you, all of you will be there to listen and discuss with me whatever you didn't understand today, and this will be for me like an honor to see you again through the e-learning platform. Thank you very much, and wish you a happy weekend.